Welcome to Life and Times of Cotto. I am your host, Jay Cotto, and today I want to discuss addiction. And I did a recording about it, I think last year, and it was just an audio only that I did before I got into video, before I had my confidence of doing video. And I did one. It's on Spotify if anybody's, and it goes by a different name. It's called "My Dad Is Grumpy as Shit," which is what I started the show to, and I transitioned it to this. But it used to be called "My Dad Is Grumpy as Shit." Now it's called "Life and Times of Cotto" since you guys are here. So, in any event, in that audio, I discussed my addiction, and I used to be a functioning alcoholic, and I have been 3 years sober. And it took me a lot to get here. It took me a lot to become sober. It wasn't something that I could do on my own. And those are one of the downs that my wife and I had. I couldn't fix it because I enjoyed it. It wasn't like smoking. I used to smoke. I didn't really enjoy smoking, and I was able to quit that, but I couldn't quit drinking because I did enjoy it and I loved it, which is what addictions usually are. And as much as I thought that I had control of it, I didn't. As much as I thought that I was able to just kind of function and continue in life doing what I was doing and just, oh yeah, I can drink and I'll be fine. It ran away with me. It did a number on my health. It sent me to the hospital, actually. I have an autoimmune disease, which I don't know if I'm sure a lot of you know, not all of you, but I have an autoimmune disease, and if you have something like that, and then you have an ailment like liver disease, like me, that they kind of work in cahoots to kill you. So anyway, I ended up in a hospital, you know, because I became lethargic, and all my bodily functions started to just kind of, I'm going to use the word collapse, but they just started to give up. And I lost a lot of weight. I couldn't function. And that's what it took for me to stop. It took almost death. Now, my wife, whom I love very much, has no addictions. She has no vices. And I'm going to speak to those who don't have vices and those who may not understand. She does now, but for those who don't. When you give up something like that, like an addiction, it always exists. It doesn't go away. It stays there forever. And I'm speaking about this because I was watching on YouTube a video about a camera that I want to buy. And in this particular video, the gentleman was drinking a beer, which is what I drank every day, right? And watching that video, it looked delicious. It looked amazing. And I started to feel a sense of man, just one. I only want one. It would taste so incredible. But when you have an addiction like that, one is not one. One turns to two, to five, to 10, to every day. It's always there. You can't walk by a fridge in a supermarket and not, dang, some days are better than others. That day, I mean, it's 3 years that I've been on the wagon, and I have no real desire to want to go back. But you do have those moments, and it's something that it's very real, and that people need to understand, is that there are those moments of weakness, because it's like smoking, right? You're happy, you want to drink. You're sad, you want to drink. You got promoted and you want a congratulations dinner or whatever, you want to drink. You're depressed, you want to drink, right? There's no, it's It's always there. For every little thing, there's that one. And, I do have my moments of weakness. And this is something, this is an admission, and I spoke to my wife, not in depth, but I did tell her, I was like, I was watching this video and he was drinking this beer and I was like, God damn, that just looks fucking delicious. So I had that moment, but it's not the easiest thing in the world to deal with. Like I said, in the grocery store, you're walking by that fridge, you see the beautiful colors, the beautiful labels, this kind of brew, that kind of brew. Imagine someone who's smoking, same thing. Someone who takes drugs, you know, I thank God, and that's not where I was. But that's what it is. It's so hard to deal with, more for some than others. And I'm to a point where it doesn't affect me as negatively as it used to, but it sometimes does. And this is just an admission to let people know that, hey, look, I've had an addiction like some of you guys, and I still go through the same thing, but it is possible to stay off of it. It is possible to get through it, as long as you have people that are willing to support you, and as long as you kind of have that will and that mindset to just want to, continue moving forward. This is also, this show is also helpful. Find an outlet that works for you. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to let that out there. But anyway, thank you for lending me your ears. Do what you do it well, do it the best way you know how. Jay Cotto, I am out. Peace.